Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about ChatGPT, an artificial intelligence tool that can understand and generate human-like text. Before we deep dive into hands-on session for ChatGPT, I would like to explain key information which will help you understand it better. Also, you will notice various terms used during the session. In ChatGPT, the name GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Generative means it creates a new content rather than just searching for the repeated existing information. Pre trained means it was trained on a massive data sets, billions of words from books and internet to learn patterns in human language. Transformer means it uses a specific type of neural network architecture that helps it understand the context and relationship between words in a sentence. So, what is ChatGPT? ChatGPT is like a smart assistant you can talk to. You type a question or request, and it responds in natural language. Natural language is plain English like language. ChatGPT is developed by OpenAI and is based on advanced language models. It can help with writing, answering questions, learning new topics, coding, and much more. It does not think like a human, but it has been trained on a large amount of text to predict useful and relevant answers. So now we have understood what ChatGPT is. Now let's see how ChatGPT works. ChatGPT, it reads your input called a prompt. It understands the context and generates a response based on patterns it learned. That's a very simple process. So basically, you type your question, ChatGPT, the model processes it and it returns a response. Now, what are the strengths of ChatGPT? It can return a faster response. It is available anytime. It can explain at different levels, which is like simple to advanced, and it supports broader topics. So, apart from strength, what could be the limitations of ChatGPT? It can make mistakes. It's not 100% perfect. So, it can give outdated and incorrect information. As we have seen, that model is trained on data. If data is incorrect or any information which is not being included into while training the model, then it can return the incorrect information. It does not truly understand like humans. Model is trained on data. It is not up to date in this moment and cannot think by itself. So it does not truly reflect how human thinks. It should not be blindly trusted. As I mentioned, the response return is based on training data. So we should not be just blindly trusting on the response. We should be validating the response and then only using that response as a source of truth. Now, apart from your strength and limitations, what could be the responsible use of any AI models or chat GPT? As I mentioned before, do not copy answers blindly. You should validate the answers and then use that as a reference. Use it as a learning assistant. It is not a replacement for thinking. As model cannot think like a human, it is just trained on the data. Avoid sharing any personal or sensitive information. Now, what could be the tips for better results? Like, how do we avoid what we mentioned that information can be incorrect or we should not be trusting it blindly? But still, are there any ways to get the better results? What you can focus on the prompting. Prompt is the type of questions or what text you use to type that question is very important. So, better questions give better results or better answers. For example, if you're typing a question as tell me about science, it's really bad example. It's very vague question. What could be a good example is if you type explain Newton's law with examples for class 8. We will see these examples into hands-on session, but it's just an example of how a bad and good prompting could look like. ChatGPT is very powerful tool that can help us learn faster, work smarter, and explore ideas. But like any other tool, its value depends on how we use it. We can use it for learning, but by end of the day, it is trained on data. So we should be using it for our learning, explore the ideas, but we should not be blindly trusting on the results we get out of it. Okay, let's jump into a hands-on session for ChatGPT. So open a browser, type chatgpt.com, press enter. So once you press enter, you will see a site like this. On the left hand side, you can see new chat, search chat, image, app, and deep research, and then see plan pricing, settings, and help. On the top right corner, you see login. So I am currently using ChatGPT in a logged out mode, so I have not logged in. We will see what all features and benefits are available if you have not logged in. In the middle, you will see a little chat prompt where you can type your questions. You can ask questions here. If you have already used chat options, then you click on new chat. It's just going to clear that out. So we'll start fresh and see how we go. So asking questions, but before we jump into, let's see the plan and pricing. Right now we are using logged out mode, and we'll see what other options are there in terms of pricing. So ChatGPT provides four type of options. You have a free option, then you have a Go, Plus, and Pro. The difference between all this will be different features, as well as like free version is without any cost. But if you go with the Pro, you have to pay some amount. So currently it is displayed in a currency as a dollar, but depending on which country you are in, you will see the pricing in the same currency. So you have Go Pro, Plus, and Pro. If you look at the differences between all these three, so it have more messages uploads, it does have expanded messages and uploads, faster image creation. Also, the Pro reasoning is with 5.4 Pro in case of Pro licensing. Also, it is using unlimited chat GPT 5.3 and file upload model. Also, you can see that it will be using like agentic. Somewhere you will see that it's using agent mode as well in case of Pro. So the difference between all these is like as and when you go and pay more, you get more features. But for the session, as you're trying to learn the prompting, how to use ChatGPT, how to get the answers, and how to become or make yourself familiar about ChatGPT, we are just going to use a free version for now. And that is again in a logged out mode. Okay, so during the ChatGPT walkthrough, we talk about two examples. One is bad example and the good example of prompting. The bad was tell me about science, and the good was explain Newton's laws with examples for class 8. We'll use these two examples to start with and see how the ChatGPT returns a response if we use these two different examples. Okay, so I'm going to take the first example, which was a bad example. Tell me about science. So if I just look at the question, I believe the response is going to be very generic. So if I say send prompt, and you can see the response is getting printed now. It's just talking about science in general. It's giving more details just about science, why it matters, and all the details. If you're not looking for details on science in general, you're looking for very specific information, and that is where you have to go with a good prompt. So let's try to use another example. So if I go back and pick the other example, which was given as a good example, I'll copy that prompt here. And you will see the response is going to be very different for the first prompt as well as the second prompt. So I'm going to type the question as explain Newton's law with examples for class 8. So it got very specific context here, and then it should return the response according to this question. So you see it has started talking about Isaac Newton's law first. What is the law of motion? And then it's talking about the summary, and then you can see if it is actually it is coming for class 8 or not. I think it doesn't give very generic that is for class 8, but what you can do is if you type the same question again and just say, hey, I want the Newton laws with example for class 8, sorry, class 12 instead of class 8, and see if it is going to give you a different example. But in the first question itself, you can see the response is very specific to Newton's law. Now let me just try with new prompt and see what happens. Yeah, so it says for class 12 level, it's important to go beyond simple statements and understand their mathematical form, implications, and applications. As you see, the response completely changed from class 8 to class 12. Now it's giving you mathematical insight as well for all the law of motion. And then it is also talking about applications and deeper connections. You can see more equations here. So you can clearly see that it does understand if it is a class 8, what kind of answer it needs to return, because it is looking for very specific um, details and the context. So you can see what the good and bad prompting looks like. So when you are typing your question, you have to be very specific. You have to specify what details you are looking for and what kind of answers you need. That how you need to phrase your questions accordingly. So we will cover what is prompting and how to do good prompting in future sessions. But for now, it's just to understand how ChatGPT returns the response when you type a question.